JohnPeralta.com is down, and we found out today because a user has reported an issue with the website. So it's not the best case scenario when a user has to.
What do you do?
CFA's in the building.
What do you do?
The site is down. We have to fix the site.
Oh man.
Paul's in there. He's saying,
Paul?
Vibe coder first time on call.
Oh man. Yo, that was my first ever Seb 1, bro.
That's a P0.
Is that
P0.
a Seb 1?
That's a
What's a Seb 1, Seb 2, Seb 3?
Yeah, sir. Went to University of Calgary, but yeah, we're gonna just talk about this first.
Okay.
First of all,
My dad's calling me.
First of all, chat. This is not the scenario that you want. If you have a website, you do not want users to be reporting the issue to you. You want to be able to figure out that the site went down yourself, and then from there, you want to fix it before users get to report it. So the fact that the user had to go and report this one, it just means we need to patch things up on the website. That's pretty much it. So I just want to cover a few topics here before we get into actually getting this site up and running. Yeah, there's gonna be a bit of work to actually get this thing up and running, but we'll talk about a few topics right now that's good to cover. So I think.
Let me grab a chair.
But what's up, chat? What's up, chat? Before we get in, and then yeah, this whole session, John's gonna come in here and we're gonna get his site back up and running. He did a little bit of a hack to make sure that it's still good. So instead of it throwing an error, he just said working on improving the backend infra, whatever that means. So you just used all the buzzwords possible there. But yeah. Vibe coder doing on call for the first time. What is everyone's thoughts? Was the chat working? Chat's down? Let me check the chat. Let's see.
Holy, bro.
The
I'm
site
on
went
5
down.
hours
Man.
sleep, man. I'm on fumes right now.
Wait for people to roll in.
Oh, do you want me to crash it?
Yeah, come in. Just. You see the thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yo, Shabazz.
Did I not send you the error?
You sent me the error?
Yeah. Yo, how's this?
It's good.
How's the...
Thank you,
Oh,
man.
damn.
Thank you.
I remember the Fruit Loops guy.
You sent me the error? No, you just sent me the thing.
Oh.
Alright,
It's probably on my windsurf.
No, I did take a picture. So let's cover. Yeah, Shabazz, bro, I was grinding for those first 100 subs. I remember when I was doing that 24-hour streams, I had only like 400 subs, and I thought I would get a lot of subs from that stream, and then literally I only got like 20 subs from that stream, that 24-hour stream. Alright, chat, we're gonna cover a few things now.
They're saying you're almost at 100?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what you need to do? So this one dude was hating on James so hard. Some dude literally put a... You made a video about it too.
Yeah,
Why do I make videos without people watching? This guy's got 90k subs.
Yeah. Okay, topics. We need to cover some on-call topics real quick. Just before we fix the site. John sets up. But John's site is broken. We'll talk about 5 minutes for each topic.
It's fixed now.
Honestly,
Honestly,
how's it fixed? It's just not. You didn't even deploy the backend.
all I have to do is just upload some markdown files and it's fine.
I thought it's not working.
It wasn't working, but
It's down. Like your backend wasn't working.
yeah,
Yo,
but I fixed
appreciate
it.
it.
Big man for the
get me
night.
rich.
Holy Fruity
Yo,
Loops.
Appreciate you.
Oh,
Legend.
how's the audio, everybody?
Yo, fun fact about John is he listens to himself on all his videos.
Nah,
You
it's
don't
not
wanna
it.
listen?
It's okay.
He likes his own voice.
Yeah, that's the first. That's why I made my first video.
Who here likes their own voice?
Come on.
I know some
man.
people hate their own voice.
I sing to myself in the shower.
Is that a MacBook Pro?
Yeah, I'll show you what I'm working on. Dude, this guy literally was there when I bought this laptop. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay for it," and then he heard the price, and it was like, "Nah, bro, you can pay for that yourself."
Yo, this thing is sick. Dude, look at
Dude.
the Hodge twins, but yo.
Oh yeah, I love the Hodge twins. Jog gets an endorphin rush when he hears himself say CFA. Yo, Paul. Dude, the website's down. Vibe coding is not the wave, bro.
Really? You don't think?
John sounds so.
Yeah,
Canadian.
he stayed here a few extra years than me.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you left when you're 25.
I didn't leave when I'm 25.
Aren't you born in 96? You left in 2020? Oh yeah.
No.
Oh man. Oh god. What? When did you leave?
First off, don't leak my birthday like that.
Oh, shit. Oh, I mean...
Shabazz, you're a legend.
John sounds so Canadian. I'm Canadian to the max. Honestly, if me and James had to go to war because of the whole tariff beef, I'm cooked, bro. This is... Oh, man. The Americans be the strongest people.
How do you catch errors before they happen? Like I mentioned, worst case scenario... is your user sees it and reports it, like what happened to John right here. So his user went in and was like, I wanted to visit your website. And then they had this error where there's some Firebase storage. User does not have permission to access the main feed. Samuel, what's up? My brother's website went down, the vibe coded one. And it used to
throw
error.
Can I tell you why it went down?
Oh yeah, just say why it went down. So, like Samuel right here is this guy's a senior engineer he's really good at the front end, bro.
Okay.
Some crazy code.
Okay. Dude, shout out to Sam.
Yeah, that's sick.
Okay, so I was trying to migrate the back end. So right now the front end and the back end of this site, which is like the back end of this site is mostly like LLM calls as well as web scrape data that's supposed to be in a database. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to have a separation of concerns between the front end and the back end. And basically like I didn't update the course certificate and what else? I like deleted the folder. I thought like the folder was like you could just like copy and paste it to another place and it's the same name, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like in File Explorer when you just like that's another one.
So so you're trying to have a separation of concerns between the front and the back end. You deleted some folder.
Yeah. And that was it.
That was it? And then it went down?
Yeah, and it just
You said you're trying to migrate some back end?
Yeah. I'll kind of... I don't know if I could... I don't know how to share with you, like, what I'm trying to do.
So it's like what?
But maybe I'll show you how I'm architecting the, like, data scraping and the, like...
Yeah, let's get this thing back up and running. I'll send you...
It's good, bro. It's good. Hold on.
It's down.
It's not
back
down.
end working on the... Where's all this stuff?
Okay, I'll put it back.
So like you said you needed the back end to work with the front end, right? You needed
but
the front end
working.
It
does. I can just fix it right away.
Okay.
Honestly, what I wanted to learn today was fast API, what a get and a post is.
Okay. Yeah, we can get into that.
Shabazz be the jokester, man. This is the type of guys I want on my channel.
Join a meeting.
Oh, you want to join the meeting? You want me to join the meeting?
Yeah, last time you went live, everyone's asking how to get an IB.
Get into IB?
You just spam me like, oh, I'm about to interview IB.
Oh, man. Dude, don't get into finance. Seriously, it's bad for you.
I'll send you this meeting link so you can share your...
I'm literally on 5 hours sleep, man.
Yeah. It's good. That's perfect.
What? John, are you from Ontario? No, I'm from Calgary. You're using Supabase? I mean, you mean Firebase? Yeah, I'm using Firebase for pretty much everything. John is gatekeeping finance? No way. What? How can you say that?
Why is he gatekeeping finance?
What do you want to know? How to get in?
Oh. Wait, let me increase this.
Finance is not gate kept by me, honestly.
Yo, hop on the thing. You can share your screen.
I want to know the TC. IB entry is like 200K. Paper money though. Paper money Canadian dollars. Quit gatekeeping. Oh man.
Yo, what's it called?
Dude, you know what we should do? We should make like a copy of Levels FYI, but for finance.
Levels FYI, but for finance.
Yeah,
well,
dude,
they're expanding already.
They literally run on Google Sheets for the longest time, bro. I can make that.
Wait, let's talk about this. Why do you have us? What do you mean separation concerns between your front end and the back
Okay,
end?
how do I?
What is that like? Basically, were you making direct GPT calls from your front end?
No, I was. Oh, let me show you my Firebase. Oh, and the other thing I learned this week was Google Secrets Manager.
Nice.
So now all my API calls aren't in my
Dude, this guy knows Google Secrets Manager now. So
look out.
Dude, I sent you a
Oh, I was looking at a Teams message. Bro was storing his API.
You saw it?
Bro, they were literal variables in the script itself.
He rotated it, he said. He's like, don't worry, it's all rotated now. That's one thing he learned to do right away was rotate it. Because after his first YouTube video, he just showed all his keys right away. Like all my friends were telling him to just he was literally, oh, you saw it? He saw that you had the API keys in local storage.
I'll show how I'm holding it.
Is Google Secrets Manager the same? Yeah.
Am I not? You didn't send it in. Yo, these chats, like, honestly.
Dude, I sent it. What are you talking about?
What? Castle Ridge Labs.
Refresh.
What?
Yo, chat. Let's see. So John was asking what the difference between P0 P1s is. It's all about the severity. Well, P0 is equal. People just say it different ways. Yo, it's going real good. But like P0 is also equal to Sev 0. Different companies call it different ones. Then there's like P1. Then there's like Sev 1.
Man, so a good friend of mine's at Amazon. Holy, sometimes.
Just go ham on those Sevs?
Sometimes, like, literally last weekend, there was like 5 Sev 2s in the span of 3 hours. I was like, oh man.
Do they have to actually handle it right away, those Sevs?
Yeah.
Those Sev.
Yeah, we were literally just eating, and then we were hanging out with friends, and then she just had to cut.
Damn.
And then, like, we ran home.
Oh my.
We literally ran home. John, do you imagine if starting tomorrow you had to start a SWE internship? Do you think you could hang? I could definitely do like Python. I think you'd be surprised at how much I know about like setting up jobs and stuff like that. Like, I know a lot. I know a lot about Zshell. I know a lot about Docker. I know a little bit about APIs. But honestly, I don't even know what a SWE does.
Oh, he's in Brazil.
Is that what you refer to yourself, like a SWE?
Yeah, I'm SWE. Okay. That's the job title.
Yeah. Or is it SWE? Like, I wouldn't call myself a CAFA.
CFA?
Yeah. Let me in the thing. Dude, my mind is just like
tweaking out.
Yo, yeah. Okay. Holy, it's been a minute though.
Yeah, word, man. How you doing?
Holy crap.
Both of our sites are coming to life.
Yeah, I'm gonna clone James's website.
Look at this.
Wait, scroll up. Oh, you hit the 1 mil views. The 265K videos too.
Like you, yeah. I can make my site literally display yours. I've done it. Like
Display mine.
like your analytics and like all
Oh,
I need to do is change one ID and it shows your thing.
Oh, perfect. Because yeah, I want to migrate this to like a more brand name.
Alright.
Do you think an intro to math finance course could be useful for a comp sci degree? What? Bro, you don't...
Did you try to get in?
I'm asking...
Lev, what's good?
Did you send me it? Am I in the wrong chat?
Dude, we're trying to get John's website up and running.
Oh man, all I have to say is send me a Teams invite. John, get a CFA, it's easy. Just get a CFA, it's easy. Dude, honestly, if a CFA, a person that passed CFA went into tech, you would not get the job if you both applied, bro. You would not. Those guys are grinders, man. I think finance is way more competitive than tech. I just think so. It's like an older profession.
Yeah.
And like I noticed the sickest thing about tech is firstly everything is open source and there's so much information available and the documentation is so well done that it's easy to learn. Like you have a lot of access to learning. In finance, everything is gate kept. Yeah. Just the same way I'm gatekeeping it right now. Like the main reason why the documentation is well done, dude. Have you ever seen documentation for an Excel spreadsheet? You haven't, because there's nothing. You just have to debug that yourself. But I just that's
what
just
could be going wrong with the Excel spreadsheet though? Oh, it's just like not putting up the right data. Like the formulas are just trash.
Like there's a lot going to it.
Is there on call?
Like debug VBA.
On call Excel the model.
Man. Nah.
Paul's just trolling now.
Debugging VBA, dude. Anybody that uses VBA in 2025, I want to cut that guy from the squad ASAP.
Okay, let's talk about some topics. Let's get into getting this thing back up and running.
I'm gonna get it back up and running like right now.
Yeah. Hurry up. Share the thing.
Okay, let me see. I don't even have. Okay, let me. Oh my god, my text messages.
Close it. Hold on. Yeah, this is now that John has his own site up. He knows what it's like to have a site running. When that thing goes down, you just gotta get up and fix it. Especially if you have subscribers or anybody using the site actually like trying to access it and it's down. That's really bad.
Let me see if I could actually find the error for you.
On one of my websites, I had PagerDuty on like one of my sites I host.
Can I even see the errors?
That's the one thing that this guy will not let break is the. So he added a new feature actually where you can actually go in. I watched the last little bit of the next game.
Oh, you could just log in with.
So John, he made a lot of progress on the website, but it was on this area.
Yo,
so
Shabazz.
Now you could donate.
Shabazz. Dude, I don't need $9. I just need $1. Maybe $2 a month would be lit too.
So John added more features and it was he added the what's free? What? This guy is trolling at this point.
Nah, oh man. I was gonna ask for I don't want to pay Patreon any money, man.
What's free here?
What's free?
Yeah.
Free? I was gonna say like free would be 50 prompts to the AI, and then you could download Excel spreadsheets, maybe like 5, and then for 20.
How much does this cost? Oh, the free tier.
Yeah, the free tier. So I was gonna have like a couple different tiers because like I have a lot
like
of
premium model. Like
yeah, like I literally have full equity research reports. Like, why would I sell that for free? Like, what the hell? But like, I could. I think like I want to be able to let people download, like maybe three or four, and then if you want to see more, you're gonna have to pay maybe $20 a month. But with the $20 a month, you'll have access to like a retrieval augmented generation that like goes through the report. You could download like a lot of different spreadsheets. I have earnings calls on there, press
Yeah.
releases
Oh,
on
you
there.
have that already working? Like your
Yeah,
parsing?
yeah. I just have to like, what do you call it? Start loading it into my
Yeah.
template. Let me show you my template of how I'm gonna set it up too. But this is like the skeleton. This one is not AI generated. This one's like, you could tell it's me because there's no comments in it.
The equity research report in question: buy VT but overweight in Canada because I love Monopoly.
Man, I'm overweight. I'm overweight like developed markets right now, like emerging markets like Europe, Australia, Far East.
Okay, and we'll get down to different topics. He wants to know what
Okay.
a get and post request is,
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me fix the.
or like what are the topics you want to know? How fast API?
Honestly, the because right now my main. Okay, let me share my code on
Okay,
the screen.
go ahead,
and
go ahead.
I'll explain what we don't need to fix the backend that much.
Exit. No. I want to fix
Exit
it.
what?
But like this thing meeting, close that.
Okay, I'll show you how I'm trying to set up the backend web scrapers. So right now, the initial. Oh, Francis, man. Okay, yeah, drop your portfolio weights. Drop your portfolio weights, and I'll tell you what to do. But it's not advice.
This guy
It's not
can't
advice.
give advice like that.
It's not advice. I can't give advice like that, man. I have a real job. Um, but yeah, so what right now? Okay, look at the API. Look at the beauty of these API keys. All right.
Nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow. Okay, let me print bucket name though.
Wait.
Let me print the API key.
Wait, don't print the
XEQT.
API key.
I know. I'm just playing.
Why can't you give advice?
Why can't I give advice? I don't even know the guy. XEQT is total market. I don't know what XSB is. Is that bonds? Those are both State Street, right?
Are you not? You're not. Are you legally allowed to give advice or not?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to give advice. Like, how can I even give advice? I don't know his time horizon, his objective, his risk tolerance, his net worth, how he makes money. I don't know what constraints he has. XSB is short-term government bonds.
Yeah. Drop all that. Your time
Hon-
horizon, your net worth, how many family members you have. Like then we could give you proper advice.
Yeah, we could give you proper advice. I can't give advice with just a 90-10 split. That's like a cookie cutter portfolio. Okay, should we ignore?
Show the stuff. Show the stuff.
Okay, you're
show the
looking at
beautiful
it.
API keys.
All right. Okay. So right now, this is how I'm setting up the web scraper. So in main.py, I have something called the task scheduler. So to do it, I use the hash map. So in the way that I'm trying to run all my jobs, so like web scraping jobs as well as LLM calls, report building, data summary, all of those jobs is through Google Cloud Run, right? So basically with Google Cloud Run, I experimented with setting up one cloud scheduler that sends a message to a pub sub topic, and that pub sub topic is subscribed to a bunch of different functions.
Sure.
Right, and then the functions would like see a message in the pub sub. Okay, I'm gonna run my script and build a report, or like I'm gonna batch send to OpenAI and then do a bunch of evals. That's kind of like what I was thinking, right? But then
You had the pub sub set up?
yeah, I had the pub sub set up and stuff like that. The only thing is like I thought about it with the amount of web scrapers that I have, like it's hard to manage like 50 web scrapers on the UI.
Wait. Let's draft. Like, what does your thing look like? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and
So you had
yeah, can I draw?
sure.
So you had maybe you draw.
Yeah. Just tell me what the first part you had.
Yeah,
So you had a
maybe
web
draw.
scraper. You had a web scraper.
Yeah.
This is the web scraper. You
Yeah.
had multiple of these.
Yeah.
You had multiple web scrapers. It's putting into a pub sub. So a pub sub is like sort of like a queue.
No, it's like a. Okay, let me. So. Yeah,
Yeah.
so call it a PS.
This is the pub sub.
Yeah.
So people, yeah. You have people publishing into the pub
No,
sub.
no. It's the opposite way. The opposite way. So I'll show you. How do you do this?
Your web scrapers are not publishing to the pub sub?
No.
Who's publishing?
Google Cloud Run. This is how you make a box.
No, Google Cloud Run is running your web scraper
Yeah,
though.
sorry. Google Scheduler sends a message to the pub sub, just an empty JSON. And then, like, for example, the web scrapers, since they're all who consume the pub sub, the Google Cloud function does. The Google Cloud function is like just listening to the pub sub, and then when there's a message, so let's say this is Google Cloud Scheduler. Google Cloud Scheduler is going. Yeah, you draw that. Mother Ligma.
So
you want to see that end where your endpoints are defined? Oh my goodness. Dude, I spent like literally 4 hours trying to figure out what it means to try to connect on port 8080 or expose port 8080. What the hell is that port 8080, bro?
You know what port is?
Nope.
Yeah, you did a bit of
like I went through the rabbit hole. I learned what a Docker image is and what a Docker container is.
It's nice. See?
Ridiculous.
This is why you learn by doing.
This is ridiculous.
Like you'll never you'll imagine you just try to learn that by watching tutorials.
You connect to port 8080 when you ate too much? Oh man.
Okay, you have cloud functions that publishes empty JSONs.
Yeah, empty JSONs.
These web scrapers are subscribed.
Yeah.
When they see a message, they run their web scraper.
So like the way that I do it, if you switch back to my screen.
That's when John was a little bit heavier.
Oh so. Yeah, I cut weight too. Wait, how am I not sharing? Was I not? I thought I was sharing already. Hold on.
The website.
I'm just gonna show her.
Yeah, share the thing.
I'm just gonna share this one. We can talk about the website tomorrow. Honestly, the website's a non-factor. Okay, so the way that it works is so each one of those has like a logic like this within it. So for example, it would be like at dot get dot like I don't know if people get this. They're all tech people, right?
Yeah.
But basically, like it would absorb the pub sub message, and then based on the pub sub message, it would run a logic. So it would be like, hey, if the time right now is like 10 p.m. hour, it would run its web scraper. If not,
how often is this cloud function printing to it though?
I can make it print unlimited amount of times. I can make.
Do you have like a script that's doing the cloud function that's just like on a schedule, like?
No, the cloud run. So it's not called cloud function. Okay, it's called cloud run, or it's called cloud scheduler. Cloud scheduler. Literally, you can. The way it works is each scheduler is like 10 cents. And you can just like literally.
Is this it? Is this like how you run cron jobs and?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Wait, do the web scrapers consume URLs? Yeah. So what I do is I go into a website. Like it's kind of like my web scrapers are kind of like a spider on Scrapey, where they would like go scroll through, like I use Playwright to like click all of the buttons open and then scroll all the way down and then extract all the links and then put that into a list, and then like for URL in list, scrape those and then just like kind of, how do I say it, recursion it. I don't know if that's like
Yeah.
the word, right? That's kind of how I do it. But obviously like I kind of have to chill on that because some websites for sure they like stop you
Like,
after
why do you
500
need
attempts.
this? Why do you need this extra step right here? Like,
Why do I
don't you
need the
just
pub
like
sub?
run the web like?
Yeah,
run the
that's
web
kind of
service
that's
like
kind of
console?
where that's kind of where I'm what's it called, moving towards this new script that I'm showing you here.
So I'll show you. This is like the architecture on my Chrome extension. So I have this Chrome extension that does kind of the same thing. It's always pulling UFC fights, constantly figuring out the events that are happening. And it's constantly like web scraping live results. Let's go see. Francis, what's up?
Like how often does it? Oh, it constantly scrapes every like.
It's constantly scraping. So I have these different functions. This is the AWS equivalent. It's just AWS Lambda.
AWS Lambda. Yeah.
So basically, I just define specific handlers. This is the actual Python code. And I just say the rate. So this one's running at every 6 hours. So every 6 hours is going to run this code. Like, right?
Yeah.
And I literally define that. I just specify, instead of creating Docker containers, I just say the runtime. I want it to run Python 3.8 on an ARM64 architecture.
Yeah. But like with this though, you can't have like big dependencies like Playwright.
You can have as many dependencies as you want.
But like Playwright specifically, you need.
This is what I do. I use
Like
AWS
how do
layers.
you?
So AWS layers, what I do is I package up all of my dependencies and I upload it to AWS.
Do they still containerize it?
Basically, is Playwright? You can Python install it, like pip install it, right?
No, you can't. You gotta do like pip install Playwright and then Playwright install Chromium.
Yeah. You can write setup scripts.
Okay. What do you want to do today? Like this is so ADD, bro.
We're just talking about.
Okay, yeah. Let's just have a chat.
No,
This is cool.
But this is similar to what you're doing, but I just cut out the middleman there.
Yeah, the reason why. So if you go into Cloud Scheduler, it's
where
like I'm basically cutting out the middleman too, though, right? Because like all I'm setting up, so I'm cutting out the pub sub. So go back to my thingy. All like the way that this is working is this is gonna be like literally a job. Like it's gonna be a Google Cloud run job, and then it'll so like this task scheduler, which is an O1 run time, because it's a hash map. It'll just like intake functions that literally send messages to other functions that do the web scrape. But some of those functions have to be containerized.
Which ones? Ruben, what's up? Which one has to be containerized? The functions?
Playwright very difficult to set up. Yeah, like you literally have to containerize it. I don't know.
Yo, thanks for hopping on. What is this? What's 8, 9, 18, 20?
Yeah, so let me run you through the code a little bit.
Sure.
So how I kind of cut out the middleman myself, right? So in here, this is just like this is every hour. And this is every 15 minutes within the hour. So you could see here, like, at 8 a.m. I have like, I don't know, like its own dictionary basically, right? So at 8 o'clock, at 8 I would like right now the Cloud Run function runs, or like the Cloud Scheduler invokes this script every 15 minutes. And then every 15 minutes, I would just have like US market update, emerging market update, kind of like this.
On the Cloud Schedule, it just runs this Python function. It doesn't care about dependencies and stuff?
No, it cares about the dependencies. You have to Dockerize it.
Okay, that's what you've been trying to do?
Yeah. Well, I did it. I did
nice.
it. I already got it done. And then But yeah, so like for example in this one, right? So like at 8:15 a.m. The cloud scheduler will like invoke this cloud run function, and then if the date time now is 8 o'clock and the now dot minute divided by 15 is equal to 1 2 0 1 2 or 3, it'll go to run this, right? And then the way that I do it is, since it's an input output style request, I use thread pool executors to just like do them all concurrently, right? Because like I could just send requests to every single URL. I don't want to wait for, like for example, if I'm doing an LLM call.
That's IO bound. Like,
Yeah, it's IO bound, right? Like I could just literally do thread pool executor and just run them all at the same time, send the request.
Yeah.
Because they all just go to the same, like they all go to a Firebase bucket.
Yeah.
Right. And then eventually too, like I'll have another job. Okay, so for these hours I'm doing like a US market update, emerging market update, Canada market update. And then at 9 o'clock I'll have like a AI, probably like I'll have maybe a bunch of reports, and then I'll do what you did with your teaching stuff, where you were batch processing them in OpenAI.
Like, why do you need thread pool executor? Farzan, he just mentioned that he's doing like 4 or 5 LLM calls.
Yeah, so
Like,
so for
in
example,
parallel.
yeah, so for example here, right? The other thing with Google Cloud Run, when you Dockerize it versus like a Google Cloud function. So when you use a Google Cloud function, like similar to a Lambda, it times out after 6 minutes max or 9 minutes max.
Yeah.
If you containerize it as a Cloud Run, it's maximum 60 minutes. If you do it the way that I'm doing it, it can run for a week straight.
Why do you want it to run it for a week straight?
I don't know, just
Yeah.
like I'm trying to
so
web
much
scrape at
data.
scale. I'm charging people $20
Yeah.
per month. I want them to have like access to the globe if they want. I want them give them the max. Fat bill incoming. Oh man, don't worry. The IB money is like slim as
Doing that.
crap though. Running the GC, that dude, I have 2 months of GC. I have $300 of GCP.
Hunter, we're like architecting his website.
We're architecting the like report generation.
Look, it says working on
I'll
improving
fix
the
that. I'll fix that right now. But yeah, let's go back to how the cloud scheduler is running, right? But yeah, does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right?
It makes sense.
And then so for example, at 8:15 every single morning, I have like this script that runs, right? Because like I have within main.py.
Farzan, did we answer your question of why he's doing a thread pool executor? It's because the LLM calls are IO bound, not CPU bound. So they can pretty much in parallel make the API calls, and then it would be like 4 separate requests to GPT backend.
Yeah.
And you could just join them all at the same time instead of running them sort of serially.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have a sick video on thread pool executor.
Do you want to show it?
Yeah. Like if you really want to learn.
Oh, he's like, why not use async? Okay.
So
he's more.
I don't know. That's just like the first thing I ever learned, thread pool executor. Cause like when you use thread pool executor, you can control how many workers you have, and based off of like the
videos
container.
doing well too. Too.
Because of like what's in the container. You could like literally figure out what CPU is running your container and then control how many workers that you're
Mod,
running.
what's up?
I don't know if that makes sense.
Mods in the build.
Yo, Caesar.
Continue showing us. Okay, show us those different scripts.
Leak the LLM prompts? Yeah. Dude,
It's fine.
I even share it on what's it called?
I see.
I share it on YouTube too.
Let's look at.
Okay.
That goes going crazy.
Yeah, dude, Caesar, man. Remember when I learned enumerate? When I learned enumerate, I spammed it on every lead code question, and I found out it's not always optimal. Now I'm spamming now James kind of put me in check. Like maybe containerizing everything is not the way, right?
When did I say that? I didn't say that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Making you know,
My
I
bad.
just dropped the sub because of that.
Oh, man, you got a lot of those to drop. It's all good.
Okay,
But yeah, so for example, main.py, right? So it calls a US market update, emerging market update, Canada market update, and EAFE. I don't know. Europe, Australia, Far East for all the monkeys at home, tech monkeys. But like, you could see that it runs a task scheduler, and then it figures out, okay, which task list do I want to run, and then since the
does it run all those serially, like one by one after the other?
No, it just runs them all at once.
Executor.
Yeah, it just runs it all at once. But like, I could be like executor. I could like literally say, okay, max pool 10 or like os dot get CPU.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically how I do it, anyways. Does that make sense though? Like, why?
Okay, let's look at what US market update script actually does.
Okay. But yeah, the other reason why I like having it all on one script, like can you orchestrate my containerized backend? Oh my god. The reason why I like it on this versus I send the cloud scheduler sends a message to the pub sub and then runs a bunch of functions is the reason why is because like
hey Caesar, appreciate you.
It's
Thanks
hard
for the
to
donation.
It's hard to like manage a bunch of different functions, right? Whereas like a monolith, since I'm a solo non-technical founder, I'm just labeling. I identify as a solo non-technical founder. Okay, it's easier to just manage it like
guys. You could tell he's watching Y Combinator like
Y
crazy.
Combinator. Y Combinator. I identify as a CFA. Let's see your creds. Let's see your credentials, man. But yeah. So like for example, the way that this specific script works is these are all the LLM prompts that I feed, and then for example, this is how I upload to my storage bucket, and then this is how I make the user like the name for the file, and then this is how I run the market update. And then this is
those guys have to be profs 100%. We might have to make them profs.
Leak the prompts? Nah, I'm gonna release the prompts.
No,
what
like
does the data look like?
Alpha code and CFA have to be.
Should I show what the data looks like? You've seen my data a little bit. Like you set up SQL for me on like the.
So
SQL.
what's happening here? You're generating a Gemini with search. Oh, you already integrated the new search features.
Yeah.
You generate the text, and then what? What happens when you return this? Do you upload it to a?
Yeah. So I feed it into like the upload storage. So I give the initial article nice. And then the file name. Okay. So the way that I do it is I like build the article similar to how like a news person would make an article first.
Yeah.
And then the editor would be like, hey, this is like the most clickbait title that I can give.
Yeah.
But like,
what's Hunter X Hunter's asking something?
Hunter Hunt? Are you using a GPT to generate your prompts on the website, or are you using a pre-trained model? Are you using a GPT to generate your prompts? I use mostly GPT.
Yeah, we don't pre-train models. Usually, it's not a good idea to pre-train your model, or like fine-tune.
Like fine-tune. I've done. Okay, this is how deep in the rabbit hole I got. So I started with prompt engineering. I did like retrieval augmented generation. I even showed how to like upload a document, split it, embed it, put it into a vector store, retrieve it from a vector store. I did that, and then I also fine-tuned the model a little bit, and it was hard. And then like literally I got the model. So like the best use case for fine-tuning is making the model behave the way you want it to. So like if you want,
you fine-tune the model.
Yeah, you could fine-tune the model
using GPT API.
I use a Gemini API. Okay. Like they literally have a Gemini API. It's sick. So like, oh man, I'm vendor locked in right now. Vendor locked in.
This guy knows all the buzzwords.
Gemini fine tuning. Okay, you have it. But like literally, they have a UI for fine tuning. It's lit.
You just put inputs and output pairs.
Yeah, you give inputs and output pairs, and
it's the same thing
I sent you this text message.
You can do the same thing with GPT,
I sent you this, but like my use case for it was making like an adult content LLM. But yeah, but like literally, I was trying to find like the reason why I was fine tuning the model is you can prompt engineer the crap out of let's say like Claude is like the biggest culprit of this. When you use Claude, they have safeties that when you ask for financial advice, it literally will stop you from like it will not give you, it won't be compliant at all.
Yeah.
Right. So the way that you do that is you to fix that is you take like an open weight model like a llama, and you can fine tune the weights of like, for example, giving disclosures down to 0, and then now you get reports, right? Yeah, you need to pay for tokens for Gemini for sure. But for a while when I was using Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental, it was free. Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental might be free still. But right now, I think you can only use that model if you used to use it before. Right now, like I'm using 2.5 Pro for everything.
I see.
What's the cost? The costs weren't that much. It's just like a time sink, and then also you have to like eval the model if it's compliant, right? So you'd be like, for I in range 1000, run this prompt and then try to find disclosures. That's kind of like how I did it.
So this guy's so for context, this guy also has a pub sub system set up, which is pretty cool. And then the web scrapers are here. What they do is, sorry.
Oh man, this guy switched back to am I making any sense, or am I just shouting out gibberish?
No, you're making sense. Pull.
Do you think US. Like if I talk to a YC guy, they'd be like, "Oh, this guy might be technical," although
you're pretty technical.
Yeah. Emily career switch coming in soon. Honestly, I'll only do
like who says you're not technical? You took a finance degree.
That's not okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
You're coding, not technical.
Oh, like I would still identify as a finance guy. The only reason why I got into tech is because finance is so competitive that if you're not using like the latest technology, you're not gonna make any money, honestly. Like imagine. Oh,
like I know a few people at Citadel. They tell me that the tech there is so bad. They took like a year to implement like GPT within the company, like their own version, like own deployed.
And it's whack.
It's just like the stuff was slow or like it just took them forever to get stuff like that done. Like they don't move fast with that kind of tech.
Oh man, but I'm moving fast with that kind of tech, so it is what it is. I think you're gonna see some of that. Like when I was in China, these guys are. Dude, the DeepSeek guy is a hedge fund guy before.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Let's see. No, hedge funds kids are crack for sure.
Tell me about China.
So basically,
I love that place.
What's your version of file storage? It's not S3?
I use Firebase Store.
You use Firebase Store?
I saw a lot in China. I saw the Great Wall.
Really?
I'll show you pictures later. I saw like a bunch of sick mountains, like where Avatar was filmed. I saw like the Forbidden Palace. Like the sickest thing was like, oh man, it was crazy. Yeah, probably a lot of security compliances because they work with a lot of sensitive info. Honestly though,
like that's why they like when GPT came out,
yeah,
people wanted to use it at the different hedge funds, right? So
honestly, the meta in hedge funds right now, like the most effective tactics available is what they call. It's like I forget what they call it. It's like data that's non-standard data. Like for example, data sources like a satellite.
Yeah.
So this one, like I don't know if it was Citadel or Jane Street. What they would do is they would take satellite images and use image recognition to identify
like how many oil is going.
Yeah, not like how many cars were in the parking lot, and then based on how many cars were in the parking lot, they could kind of predict earnings.
Yeah.
And then that was a way for them to get ahead. Like now a sick use case for AI is like, okay, what's the sentiment on Bitcoin? Is it good? Is it bad? How many times how are people talking about Bitcoin? Good or bad? And honestly, like there's gonna be new stuff that LLM's gonna unlock, and we just need to learn it right now. Otherwise, I won't have a job.
Yo, Farzan. So basically, what's it called? Um, he's not just using Firebase just for storage. He's locked into the whole Firebase ecosystem or Google Cloud ecosystem. He's using Cloud
I'm getting a
Schedule.
Google affiliate link. Did I tell
Really?
you that yet? Yeah. I'm getting a Google affiliate link. I'll release that soon.
That's crazy. This guy's getting sponsored by Google. Respect. But he's using Google for all of this. He's using Google Cloud Run, Google Scheduler, Google. Well, Firebase is owned by Google, right?
Yeah, I'm using Gemini.
It integrates with everything in the Google Cloud pretty well. So
Yeah, that's the main reason. I'm using Google Secrets Manager.
yeah, he's using.
Ask me any part of my tech stack that's not Google. It's gonna be hard for me to tell you.
Where do you host your website?
Google Firebase as well.
Is Google Cloud Fire? Is it stands with Google?
It's a Fire store. It's just what do you call it? It's just a document store. I don't know.
So Google, like from what I know, Google Cloud is just the whole thing in Google. Like Google Cloud is all of the Google stuff. But then they also bought Firebase. They Firebase used to be its own company, but they bought it, and then now they integrated it with like the whole they integrated with the whole Google Cloud ecosystem. And Firebase has everything from like NoSQL databases to storage
They
to
have
authentication to like all that stuff.
Honestly, like Firebase is like literally just a baby cloud.
Yeah, Google Cloud also has some of that stuff too.
What's in the GFW? In the Great Firewall? Dude, I literally couldn't use ChatGPT, man. The Great Firewall was great. I told James that I had a LLM on my local machine that was uncensored.
Yeah.
That's the one that I was using in China for my 30 Days of Pandas.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to spam it. Why don't you DeepSeek? Download John Peralta.
I couldn't use DeepSeek because to get a DeepSeek account, you needed a phone number, man. You literally needed a phone number, and I was using just like one of those what do you call it? Those eSIMs. You know what a eSIM is?
Yeah.
Like on Aerial.
Yo,
Let me see. I just have to grab my.
Farzan, the standard storage with Google, or what did you say? Honestly, I used Firebase recently for one of my projects, and I think now it uses like what Firebase used to have their own buckets, but now when you store into a Firebase bucket, it's storing into Google Cloud bucket. It's pretty much they integrated it with what. Basically, it just uses Google Cloud under the hood. And they have different databases too. I remember when they first, like Firebase is the website, and I thought it had like 2 or 3 different databases. It had like the key value store, then it introduced like that real-time database. They had a few databases in Firebase. So it's not, like Firebase has multiple things in it. It's not like one thing. It's kind of like a mini cloud provider. It has a few. You just spin up your own DB at home? And the data was breached? Damn, that was crazy.
You had a what?
Somebody used it. Okay, what's hashing, John?
I don't know what hashing is. I didn't watch your video.
Oh,
damn, bro. I'll get on that. It was 1 hour.
My video?
Yeah.
Nah, no way.
No way. I know, cause
Okay, continue showing your code real quick. So you're doing a low code walkthrough.
But yeah, that's kind of
So you're asking what a post request is or what a get and
yeah. But
post?
this architecture
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay,
But
okay.
now the way that I'm doing it is I'm doing it with just this one function.
Okay, that's fine because like once you have the Firebase store, right? We can kind of like invert this a bit. Or like on this side, usually you on this side, then you have like the people actually using your website, right?
Let me. I actually.
Yo, good night, man.
Peace out.
You have the different people using their website. It's like johnperalta.com.
Have you ever you got walked up on a couple times, eh?
Who? Only once.
Only once?
Only once.
That's so crazy though. That's like the funniest thing ever.
Yo, chat. What's it called?
Oh man. Other things that I've learned. Caesar might be proud. I know Git. I know Z Shell. I know how to like automate deployment.
Damn, this guy's going
What
crazy.
what else? I spammed it. Oh man. Oh, I had a crazy week, man. I had a crazy week. I don't know how much I coded last week, honestly. It was enough. Automate deployment? Of course. What do you...
So when people access the website on their phone, right?
Yeah.
So like, is it gonna just pull these MD files from Firebase.com?
Yeah.
Just pull it straight from Firebase.com like that, and that's what you're just.
Yo, this guy's asking for help bad.
During DSA prep, LeetCode provides a boilerplate, but in actual coding interviews, they just give their own stupid ass compiler with test cases. What? Let me check. Sorry, I missed out on that. But they're doing. Oh, I see. They provide their own boilerplate. Yeah, literally what I do when I practice interviews, if it's getting really close, is I'll write them from scratch without trying to use LeetCode, because the LeetCode will provide you some boilerplate, and nobody in an interview will never have to write that extra class with a solution. And then like that LeetCode boilerplate that they have, yo, what's up? Is like you'll never actually need to write that.
Okay. Yeah.
So focus on writing your algorithms from scratch. Download CoderPad or practice. Or what I would do is I would just open up VS Code and I would copy and paste the prompt in there to simulate the real interview. Then I'd literally just write the algorithm from scratch in VS Code. That's the best way. That's the best way I did it. Oh, he's showing his Firebase.
No, don't.
Yo, Samuel, good luck. Wait, how is the project going? Is it all in the news? Send the link, because he was working on a project and he said it's gonna be up on the news.
Nine. Okay.
I've been software engineer for almost 4 years, and John.
Are you streaming on the weekend? Yeah, we're streaming on the weekend.
Probably, yeah.
Did you get the gear that you were saying?
What gear?
To run live.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Oh man, I don't want my emails.
We'll see. I have a engagement party to go to, but Sunday.
You could go on johnperalta.com.
VR Mox. FDK,
Paul,
were you
Paul, are you still in the chat? Go to the website and read.
It's back up.
Go back to the website and read this. Behavioral biases in crypto markets.
The website is back up. How'd you fix it? You just uploaded it again?
Where do you work? Do I want to... Can you look me up on LinkedIn and
you
do
can
it
check
that way? Or James, everybody knows where James works.
Check this out. Wikipedia donation suggestion.
Please, just a little dollar. Okay, is Paul in there? Okay, FOMO, overconfidence bias. Why do people buy crypto? Go down more? Overconfidence
let me get my
bias.
water. Let me get my water. Tell everyone behave these.
Paul, this one was for you. This one was for you. Okay. All right. Why do people buy crypto? I think the main reason is fear of missing out. So what is fear of missing out? It's the acute anxiety that others are profiting. You'll see a Samuel while you're missing out on an opportunity. That's the main reason why people were buying crypto at that time. The second reason, I think, is social comparison, man. Like, dude, at work, people were like, "Yo, look at this NFT that I got. Look at this NFT that I got. Look at how much my crypto is up." Honestly, man. What? How? But yeah, this is kind of like the website right now. But all of like this section of the website is hosted is just like markdown files in a Firebase, and then this account chat I'm going to like connect to Stripe, and then this is the reason why I need to learn how to use like a Docker container is because I actually have to the retrieval augmented generation. Or you think not? John, you wish you did tech instead of CFA, or you think not? I don't know if I could go back in time and be like, oh, I want to do finance instead of tech. Because, like, I was super into investing when I was, like, 12. And then, I don't know, man. I can't be like, I want to, I would, I kind of...
Bro, tech wasn't even really a thing.
Tech wasn't even a thing back in my
like, this
day.
guy didn't even have Instagram. Like,
I don't even have a Snapchat.
Yeah. Like, pretty much starting my age is when kids really started using social media like crazy.
And that is who is the guy from UFC? Like when you got into software engineering, the literal entry was like 70% average.
It was low.
It was low as hell. Now it's like 99.
Yeah.
Like it's 99 to get into that major.
99.9.
Before it was like 70, but back when in my day, like finance was high too.
And we live in Alberta.
Yeah, and living in Alberta.
We live in Alberta, and everyone
was going into chem, bro. Everybody wanted to be
engineer, like
petroleum
engineer,
like literally out of school. If you were a reservoir engineer, that was like fang.
Yeah.
Like if you could say, "Oh, I'm a reservoir engineer" at like one of the juniors, like one of the juniors, that was hella lit. And then they got cut. Yeah, chem, man. Chem had like a petroleum.
Like we're from the province of Alberta, which makes a crap ton of money off oil and gas. It's kind of like Texas or whatever the big one is.
Yeah.
I think people compare it to Texas in the U.S. But
yeah, I don't even know. Like tech money is kind of like ethereal. Like it's not real. Like for example, like for example, if like Elizabeth Holmes, she was worth $1 billion valuation. People were calling her the first billionaire. People here in Calgary, they're literally worth $1 billion because they literally took oil out and sold it for $1 billion cash.
Yes.
Like it's like literally real, right? Oh man.
We're gonna get us canceled on this thing.
Oh man.
Back to the thread pool executor stuff. I would suggest going with async IO because it's non-blocking versus blocking unless you want the behavior. Sorry, this is 10 minutes late.
Oh. I actually I don't really know async IO that well, but I'll definitely look into that. I don't understand the difference between thread pool executor and async IO. Cause like with thread pool executor, I could literally control how many threads.
Thought thread pool executor is non-blocking.
Yeah, it's non-blocking, is it not? Can I pull up your ChatGPT or not?
No, just look it up.
Use Google. Man.
No, I'm kidding. Just use Gemini.
Okay, yeah. But yeah,
Gemini Flash. I thought you vendor lock-in.
I'm literally gonna get a Google API key. The other thing that I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna share my windsurf what do you call it? My windsurf refer a friend. I need the tokens, guys. I need the tokens for the prompts. I'm telling you.
Yo, we should get sponsored by like Windsurfer and Cursor,
Dude,
bro.
get your guy at Langchain. I'll literally switch to Langchain only.
Dude, Langchain's like not even
They have
coding
like
editor, isn't it?
no, they have like it's
They
like
have
a
a coding
framework,
editor?
but they have like enterprise stuff.
They're
Okay.
like open source company too.
Is this accurate? Async IO tends to be non-blocking. It uses an event loop to manage multiple. Isn't there a global interpreter lock on Python anyways? But okay. It uses an event loop to manage multiple asynchronous tasks concurrently within a single thread. When one task is waiting for an IO operation, the event loop can switch to another task, making it appear non-blocking. Thread pool executors are generally blocking. When you submit a task to a thread pool executor, it will typically use a separate thread to execute the task. If you wait for the result on that task, the current thread will be blocked. The reason why
But like, can you do them in parallel?
I
Wait,
could use
nuances.
thread pool executor is because I'm only sending API requests to like other cloud functions that do the web scraping, and I don't actually like
Run it on
run it on that script. And then also like when I, for example on this one here.
Francis, where are you based?
Thanks,
The
Francis.
site is back up. The site is back
The site's
up.
back up. But does that make sense why I'm doing it that way? Like when I, for example, when I'm generating 10 reports, I'm not gonna generate one report, wait for the response, and then do the next report. I'm just gonna like send a request to Gemini API, and then like after that it gets put into the storage, which really doesn't take that long. But I use Python, so it's never really like it's not really async.
For which?
Like isn't there a global interpreter lock on Python, so you can't actually just like look up global interpreter lock and
We're just talking about whole lot of nonsense right now.
is this nonsense?
No, we're just talking. He's saying the global interpreter lock going away next update. How long they been saying that's gonna go away?
But like look at this. Limits true parallelism for CPU bound tasks because only one thread can execute Python bytecode at a time. Multi-threading doesn't typically lead to significant speedups for tasks that heavily rely on CPU processing. So this is my use case, right? IO bound
Hunter,
tasks.
peace.
See ya. Hunter Hunter. Are you a fan of Hunter Hunter? IO bound tasks can still benefit from threading. When a thread is waiting for IO operations, the GIL is often released, allowing other threads to run. So that's kind of why. Hell yeah. That was maybe the second anime I ever watched. I watched Sword Art Online, the first anime ever in my life. And then the second one was Hunter Hunter, and then the third one was
Sailor Moon.
Death Note. Sailor Moon. Oh man.
You can use a thread pool executor in a non-block way if you don't immediately wait for the result.
Yeah, and I'm not right.
Exactly. This is what he's doing. Yeah, he just uses thread pool executor and he looks for them after.
Yeah, just get like literally once the thread pool executor runs, it like literally just sends to cloud storage. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. When I was watching SAO, somebody was hating on me, and I know Caesar.
He's already on call right now.
Dude, I've been on call, man.
Look at this. Somebody went on his website and somebody said that somebody commented on his video that his thing is broken, so he had to hop on. That's why we did this emergency stream. So like his thing was broken, and we had to hop on this stream and get it all working.
But yeah, dude,
he's already on call. Once his website is up,
I watch Hunter x Hunter with dub. I watch Hunter x Hunter with dub, not sub.
Damn, that's
Yo,
embarrassing.
who's gonna hate, man? I sent James, like, maybe not you. I don't think I sent it to you, but I sent my other friend. Yo, I got a Sev 1 for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like 15 minutes. I don't know how long it was to the party.
I would say
I was an hour late to replying.
I would say that was more of a Sev Zero. Like your site
Was literally down.
Like they couldn't do the main thing that they need to do on your site, which is access the equity research report.
Yeah, it's
like,
messed up.
Pretend if Instagram is not serving photos. That's a Sev 0. That's the worst issue that can happen. Sev 1 is like maybe it's like flaking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yo, dude, Cyclops has the same request as me.
Yo, James, when you got time, you should make a creating an API video series. I'm starting to deep dive into backend stuff, and a series like that would be sick. Not gonna lie. Okay, what are your questions on it?
Yeah, let's just learn. Honestly, Cyclops, I want to learn Fast API and Uvicorn. That's once I have that, I can deploy as many cloud.
Dude, I taught Patrick this in one of our streams.
Like an API,
or like the API is
like from my understanding, API is just like a MCP, you know. Like a MCP is just like a.
I didn't look. I never
like
looked
MCP is basically how LLMs and can connect to data, and then like APIs are basically just like how different applications can connect to each other.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
No, Alpha is a legend.
Is this mine or yours? Did I bring this up?
What's it called? Pretty much with the APIs, we have like
Oh man.
there's like 4 API verbs.
Alpha's getting into meta though. That guy needs to cook. We need that guy in meta, man. I need him to release the model weights for the you know what? I don't want the model weights. I want the training data set.
Without AI, only if super necessary. Yo, I literally have a video like that. Dude, I have a video like that.
Third Peralta brother? Nah. Third Peralta brother is a private guy. I don't know. We can coerce him into this one day. Probably in Christmas we'll coerce him. I think we get our other brother to like show his watch collection. That's what I want on the stream. I want him like flexing.
Yo, DK, appreciate it, man. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, Cyclops, I got you. We can make we can. Yeah, for sure, 100%. We'll all just hop on the same team.
And then the Nepo hire comes in.
There's no such thing as Nepo hire because they literally run you through the same process. No matter like the most I can do is refer someone. First off, referrals like sometimes it doesn't get you the interview.
No.
But then it's like they earn that thing, which is like the interview. Like if they flop the interview, that's not bad.
Honestly, like the reason why I want to learn APIs is because like the cloud functions themselves have to be exposed. Like you need to be able to send a HTTP post request to, for example, my thing to actually execute, right?
For real.
Oh man.
So like the H or let's talk about REST APIs.
Well, this guy's talking like a banker though. What?
So there's HTTP verbs.
Get,
right?
Post, update.
What's a verb? Action word?
Yeah. Anything that you could say to.
Yeah. Get, post, delete, patch, delete. These are the different verbs. So what's get? Get literally means get something from get a resource. Get a resource. Are the verbs the same as CRUD? Basically, yeah. It's basically like create.
Yo,
read,
this chat be slapping. Dude,
update,
another business
delete.
idea that I wanted to bring up with you is streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Let's talk about that later.
What? Streaming on what?
You can stream on Twitch and YouTube
I wanna do that.
simultaneously. And then we could probably set up like just some code to like merge the two chats together. So people on YouTube could talk
Yeah.
with Twitch, and Twitch people could talk on YouTube.
That'd be crazy.
That's gonna be a sick. And then I think just not a lot of people watch on YouTube, honestly.
Create a resource, update. So these are the different HTTP verbs. You can create, read, update, or delete. They map with like CRUD,
Yeah.
right? So like delete a resource.
Yo, Caesar, it's fixed. It's fixed.
Yeah, don't worry, it's fixed, it's fixed, it's fixed.
Okay, dang. John B. The oh man, yo, shyster. I literally like the moment that I have an idea, I write the code straight away. I don't even write the idea down. I just make it code, and it's so easy right now. Like the time from like idea generation to code generation is so low because you could just literally feed it into a chat GPT. Nah, like I think a post is a different than a or a put.
Like, put.
What's a put? Create, retrieve, update,
Yeah,
delete.
right.
This
There's
guy
like- there's
talks
extra
SQL,
ones.
man.
Yeah, there's a put. There's a few. Oh, sorry, it's not patch. It's put.
Fast
there's
API.
patch. There's patch and put.
Fast API is just like a modern framework for.
There's like a slight different one.
It's just a modern Python framework for creating APIs. It's like Flask but newer.
So let's just say there's these ones, right? So usually when you have a website, pretend you host the backend on some like www.john, like you get a URL, John backend.
Yo, if I swear if me and James ever needed people, this guy has like 50 resumes to look from. Like more than 50, probably
Yeah.
like 1,000 now. Like how many do you run a day? Like 10? You
Or
probably
crap
like have
ton.
at least 200.
So usually what you'll do is you can call like do get request to johnperalta.com, and usually this is the URL, so we'll just like remove that. But then it's usually to some sort of resource. So pretend it was like a report. So what that does is like it gets like one report, and you can usually pass in like an ID for a specific report.
And the API key.
Huh?
And the API key.
Yeah, but that's like API calls have different parts to it. It has like the get, and then get doesn't have like a body. Or yeah, there's like headers. Sorry.
Headers have the API key, right?
Like all requests have headers, but only like post, patch, and delete have a body. Right? And when you make API calls, you could actually see these. Headers are things like authentication. Like auth. Session. Like these are different, even like you could even pass in like your user agent, like that you're coming from Chrome. Right?
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
another way that I learned web scraping. It's like, oh, if I put Mozilla as the header,
Yeah.
it slaps. If I put something else as the header,
So headers is
kinda
kind of
whack.
like are like metadata or things part of the request, but body is actually the payload. So in get there you don't send a payload, but pretend I'm doing a post and I want to post a report. That means I want to we said post is a create. What I do is I'll actually like send in the report. Maybe I'll send it in as a JSON and it'll just like upload it to a database as a JSON. It's like the report.
yeah. So like I made a function. I could actually share.
Does that make sense? Cyclops?
I could actually share a function where I literally made like I'll show you a function that I made, but it basically does this. So like it has a API endpoint. I think it's a post endpoint. It like gets a JSON with a string with a list of tickers, and then it would run the web scrape.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's sick. I think I could show that too.
Okay, creating.
You
Well,
just
like-
have to
Yo,
have to fumble through that.
First off, like, what is HTTP? HTTP is literally a
Yeah, this Cyclops guy knows exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. like in the Docker container, you have to like in the environment file, you have to say like open port 8080. What's a port 8080? What's the 0.0.0.0 and
What's
then
a
port
port?
8080? What
Well,
the
like,
hell
okay,
is
yeah,
that
you have
stuff, right?
you have a computer, and a computer
Let's skip a
exposes
couple steps.
your computer exposes different ports. The different ports are like one's 8080, right? These are the different ports that pretend I was on another computer. They're sending information. Like they talk over the internet. They when they send it to the computer, they need to send it to a specific port, and then that person's pretty much listening on that port. And each computer has tons of different ports. That's why you can connect like 20 different websites.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Like this one could be anything. You can run this server on any port.
Let's make a quick API right now. Let's make a cloud function with the fast API right now, with Cyclops on. You want to do that?
How many ports are there?
Let's make a
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Let's make a cloud function right now.
Do this.
Yeah, let's make a cloud function right now. I'll like write up a little script, like a little playwright script.
Wait, we're almost okay. Wait, where were we on this? You want to write a cloud function right now?
Hell yeah.
Okay, sure.
That would slap.
So okay, like what? First off, let's talk about what. Okay, HTTP is a protocol. What is a protocol? Do you remember what a protocol is?
Like just like a couple of steps to like a protocol is steps to authenticate basically.
Or yeah, like a protocol is like an agreed upon way of doing something.
Things, yeah.
So
Okay,
if we're talking
my
about
bad.
the internet, like we need to have a protocol because when I send you messages, you need to be able to decode that message. It's literally coming at you as electricity. It's coming at you as bytes, as random numbers. Like if we don't agree on how
What
we're
a
gonna
zero
send
and one
data,
zero is?
yeah, like we don't agree on the certain sequence or like how data is gonna be formatted, then we can't communicate, right? So that's what HTTP kind of introduces. It's a protocol. This is like what it tells you how you should format messages when you send it to another computer. And it's like, bro, it's like very specific. Like you have to specify like this is you literally send a request. Like let's look at a HTTP request. It literally looks like this. Right? It says get HTTP1, the host. Some of these are required, right? But like if we're both talking HTTP, you know that you're gonna get a message like this, and literally the code on the other side will just parse this like it's a string. It will like look for the get, it'll look for the host because it's talking the same language, right? Mm-hmm. This stuff is annoying to do. I had to do this in my networks class. I had to make one. I would literally have to make the HTTP call, but like all the way from scratch.
Yeah.
And then like push it to a port, and then like the other one would listen to it from the port and read it in, and then like turn the bytes into right? But that's exactly what Fast API is doing for you already.
I see.
It's abstracting all that stuff away from you. You literally say get post on different endpoints, and it abstracts all of it away from you.
Yeah.
It abstracts listening to the port, reading in the HTTP, parsing in the HTTP, converting it from bytes to string. You don't even have to think about that. That's what Fast API Express, all those ones do for you. And then all you need to do is define the business logic. You just say get request on this resource, and then this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna respond. And like it handles everything under the hood.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's build a function and deploy it. Let's build a function with the API and deploy it, and then
Cyclops,
that's a
that makes
slapper
sense?
video. People
Paul?
asking for it,
Okay,
man.
go.
Okay, let's open
show
a
my
VS
keys.
Code. Let's open a VS Code right now. I'll make a little. We'll even containerize it too. Let's containerize the whole stack and deploy it to cloud.
Paul, did you ever have to make your own HTTP server? Dude, it's so annoying.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Don't release. You don't use. No. Use VS Code. Let's do this. No AI. Let's do this. No AI.
Dude, I already turned off my cursor thing. Dude, I already turned off my cursor tab, dog.
What's cursor tab?
That's
Yeah,
like the
tab
cursor
autocomplete
complete.
sucks, dude.
It's annoying. I'd rather just prompt it and copy and paste.
Yeah, I think honestly, the inline complete is never good.
Had to create a firewall protocol too. Guys, jokes, man. Damn, I didn't have to go that deep. I just have to build like simple multi-threaded HTTP servers and a proxy. It was a good class. File, open folder. You want to build a fast API?
Yeah, let's do a fast API. I'll write a web scrape and then cause like one of the people were asking, hey, like what goes into like what's the file structure? What goes into every single file?
Who's saying that?
One of the guys in the chat. They're
Okay.
literally asking for a series. Let me write a little playwright script first and set up the environment, and then I'll show you kind of what I learned. How to set up the environment.
What are we doing it from here?
Yeah.
Watch out though, like what's it called?
Don't what?
Just search on this.
What? Search on.
Or like what's it called? Don't
I
show
don't even,
keys or anything.
I don't even need to show keys. Okay. So cursor. All right, so do we start with setting up the environment?
Okay, wait.
What makes
it fast?
I don't know, man. Apparently it's built on Pydantic and like another thing, and that's lit. That's what I learned at least. Record this so I can drop it on the channel too.
What do you
on my YouTube? What? We're about to build an API from scratch. That's a slapper title.
Okay. Do the intro. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, John here. So in today's video, we're going to be building a Google Cloud function from scratch. So it's going to be a web scraper that you could deploy on cloud.
Yeah.
And it's going to use Fast API, it's going to use UVicore, and it's going to use Playwright. It's going to be inside a Docker container, right? So, oh yeah, CFA here. Jump out the CFA here.
Cyclops, Fast API is just the name of the...
Okay, let me start building the
Let me look
script.
up Fast API. Fast API it uses REST API underneath it. Is a REST API.
Okay, let's build the function, man.
Wait, what's Fast API?
That was record. 47 seconds in, man.
I'm pretty sure Fast API is used to build REST APIs.
Went a whole sentence without the vid? Oh man, Paul. It's a framework. Yeah, it's basically like a better... I don't want to say better. It's like Django is like the oldest one, and then Flask came, and then Fast API came after that. Let me set up the environment while you're talking.
They're basically all just ways to create REST APIs. Fast APIs is just the name. It's just the name of the framework, I'm pretty sure. So like Django, Express, Fast API, Flask. These are just different ways that you can set up REST APIs. Some are frameworks, some are just libraries. There's the difference between like a framework and libraries. Framework kind of has more guardrails and makes you do things in more specific ways, versus library kind of just provides you a set of functionalities that you can call into. Do I trust this guy downloading stuff?
Hell yeah, what are you talking about? pip3 install. I was like, fast? It's literally called Fast API. I don't know, man. Okay, so right now we're just setting up the environment. We're downloading Playwright. We're downloading Chromium, which is a dependency, right? Let's make a touch main.py file. Okay, let's try. Got an alias pip for pip3 so you don't have to type 3 for maximum efficiency. Dude, it took me like literally a couple seconds to set this up. Give me a break, bro. What do I want to try? Print. Hi, Paul. I don't even know, like, Python 3 main dot py. Okay, did it work? It didn't work.
Why would Bellevue, Washington?
Python.
Honestly, it all depends on your goals. Bellevue, Washington, the demographic is much older folks that have kids.
Why isn't it running? You know why?
Because you're not doing Python 3 main 3. Here. Oh, you haven't saved the file.
Oh. Oh man, what the hell? This is embarrassing. Oh man. All right, okay. We're gonna write a quick from playwright.
Did you already pip install Playwright?
Yeah, I pip install playwright from sync playwright dot sync API. We are cooked. You guys visit Canada often? I live in Canada.
I'm visiting Canada right now, yeah. I try to visit often.
Wait, you don't even have like autocomplete?
I turned it off, bro. You want it? You need that AI to survive? You want it?
A little bit.
Okay.
No, not the AI, just like the autocomplete.
Yeah.
Just the autocomplete.
This is the cursor tab, bro. That's what you want.
Man. Alright. This is it? From playwright.
They already finished it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already
This is, dude. I love cursor. I was about to write, dude. I don't know why I wanted to write that for some reason. Page go to this, and then let's get the title right. Oh god. Oh man, that was embarrassing.
Dude, somebody clip that. We need clip farmers. We need like our own clippers.
Oh man, let's go www.johnperalta.com, right? Oh man.
Yeah, make sure you save, bro.
That's so tweet.
Make sure you save.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna pitch that to James later. Like,
wait, save. Make sure you save. Command S. You're about to run it, and it's like. Okay, we'll explain line. John, explain line by line. So playwright.
So okay, hold on.
Make it pause.
Yeah, make it
just like
slow mo. 10. Which it knows all the arguments, dude. It slaps. We don't need this though. Did you guys see that slow mo 1000?
Save. You don't command S enough.
Okay, my bad. Python 3 main.py. So I'll go line by line. So from playwright sync API, we're gonna import sync playwright, and then with sync playwright as P, we're gonna launch a Chromium browser. So we're gonna open the Chromium browser in headless.
Yeah.
Equals false, meaning like it like appears on your screen. We're gonna slow mo it down by a lot, and then we're gonna open a new page from the browser, and then we're gonna go to johnperalta.com and then print the title, right? That's kind of like literally all it is. So we're gonna open a browser, go to johnperalta.com, retrieve the title. So the title is the same name as my website. That's kind of sucky.
Playwright, yeah, basically it's a library that allows you to do end-to-end testing. What end-to-end testing is literally the Playwright is able to open up a browser and click around the browser for you and then test different things on the browser for you.
I would say like the reason why I use Playwright is because like some of the website that I scrape is dynamic. So like if the website's dynamic, I have to scroll down.
You have to wait
see
for it
all
to
the
load.
comments, wait for it to load, and then once like everything's loaded, I use something like BS4 or whatever to just take everything that I want once the data is exposed. But you literally have to click a
None.
button.
What do you like about Primeagen? Let's see.
But does this make sense? Let's deploy this now.
What, already?
Hell yeah. That's all it is. Okay. Do you want another one? Let's see this.
But like, what is it gonna do?
Let's do Trafila Tura.
Well, like you said, you wanted to turn it into a fast API, right?
No. I'll just kind of. Yeah, we're just making the function that we're gonna use to like deploy that we can literally set up a pub sub or like a something to just like we're just gonna make this web scrape automated so like it will always scrape something, right?
Yeah.
What else? Define get text.
Yeah, beefing on the chat.
URL response.text.
Yo,
Dude,
none.
are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, yeah, this is what
But
Christian
yeah,
does.
but yeah. So that's all. That let's see what this function does now.
The Leap, what's up? Bro, I'm not trying to be like Primeagen. Like, that's not really someone I look up to, I'm not gonna lie.
Chill. Why? He's pretty chill. I watch a lot of his stuff. Vim or bust.
This is like not my type.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really watch Primeagen.
I've watched Primeagen a lot. Article below.
I'm more like DDG. What's PMO 2?
Am I over engineering this for some reason?
Yeah, like Primeagen. Oh,
Yeah, we go in,
I see,
grab
I
all
see.
the books. Let's see, get text from URL.
Ain't no way put me against Primeagen. That's one kid I'll fight.
Primeagen?
Not because I have nothing against him, but I saw Coding Jesus training, so I don't know. I don't really train like that.
Are you in the same weight class as Primeagen even?
I don't know, bro. I'm not worried though.
I don't think you ever lost ever.
What serious accusation? I didn't accuse anyone of doing nothing. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, bro, like he made a video on that. He made a video that he was addicted to that stuff. And like good for him for getting over it. It's not that easy. Yeah, Fireship goes crazy.
Okay, so we go into this one.
Request is not defined.
URL.
What's Neatcode up to? Was he broke?
Am I a beast with this or not?
Yeah, he made a video on that. Yeah, dude, I'll send you his video. Let me send him the video. Yeah, look up. Dude, Primeagen made a video on this.
Okay, don't talk crap about people though.
I'm not talking crap about no one, bro. I like Primeagen. I just don't really watch him anymore. I watched him a lot before, but like people have complained about Primeagen before.
Why?
They're saying he's brain rotting or something. But like, I think he quit his job. He quit his job so he can put out better content. Like, makes sense though. Yeah, go ahead. This is the one. It's not serious accusation. He literally said that.
Man, bro, what are you doing?
Copy link address.
Don't
I'll
roast
give this
people
guy
for-
free promo. Like, he's already famous.
He didn't look like he was on meth before.
Yeah, I watched the interview with a little bit of the E9 distinguished
Plus, I
engineer.
get URL.
Nico did that stuff too.
Man, everybody's doing drugs, bro. You gotta stop.
Yeah. See, I like that guy too. Honestly, I don't consume that much tech content because I'm just making a crap ton of videos. I used to consume it more, but now that I'm making videos, it's just like I just make videos. But that guy's good. He works at Meta. The guy who
Just
interviewed.
start by checking requests. Sure.
Yeah, you didn't pip install request.
Oh my god.
You pip install request. Was that what the error was? You really? Yeah, you're good now. Definitely gonna work.
Oh, I forgot about that. Boom. Bang. Okay, so we got all the text, and then, can you save this? Like once you get the URL and the title, right? You get all the information. Save it to Firebase storage.
None. Where do you work at? Save it to. Yeah, but then now in our Fast API, we need to have Playwright installed.
Yeah.
How did you install Playwright? Is it just
It's
pip install?
Playwright install Chromium.
Yeah, but you.
So
pip
we need to
installed it?
Dockerize this whole thing.
Bro.
What do you mean? People want to learn this. Hold on.
Nice.
Pip 3 freeze requirements dot txt.
Honestly, I wouldn't take advice on someone who's way further ahead in the journey than you are because some of that advice is not that usable. I never watched that video though, but like
What?
pretend I'm asking a CEO how he got to become a CEO, right? Like somebody who's already been a CEO, already made $1 billion, versus someone who's literally just starting his company right now, trying to make it. I'd rather talk to that guy just
Yeah,
starting
their
his company right
information
now.
is way more up to date.
And more valuable for where you are in your journey.
And they just like,
That's what I noticed.
wait, why is this?
Like I'll listen to that stuff for inspiration. Yeah, and like things are so different than how like things have even changed since I got into the industry. So it's like,
Wait,
and
why
there's
did
so
the
much
vent
different things involved.
deactivate?
What are you doing?
Hold on, why the vent deactivate?
Because you created a new terminal tab.
Oh my god.
Look, why are you zooming in so hard? Your eyes are giving out on you.
Is it? I'd be so sad. That cost me like 5K. My eyes cost me 5 G's, bro.
Paul, do you like Primeagen?
Honestly,
What content should you consume?
only
Whoa.
like literally consume content that will help you immediately. Like for example, you have an interview. The only content you should be consuming is like interview content. Like honestly, what I realized is doing a lot of those educational podcasts. Literally, you don't learn anything. You know what I'm talking
Paul,
about?
appreciate you. Said he doesn't really consume much tech content outside of me and CJ.
Oh, shout out to CJ. His skin is sick, man. Let's pull up Coding Jesus one time, and he's also a Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got Playwright in here. Dude, we're gonna Docker this whole thing.
Wait, how'd you download Playwright?
Like I did.
Yo, thanks for tuning in, man.
And
How'd you download?
then I just did this.
Oh, so you have to Dockerize this whole thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dude,
Yeah, it makes
we
sense.
talked about this. We talked about this.
Dockerize it, and then what? Run it on the
Run it
in
on
your
cloud
fast
function,
on
yeah.
your cloud
Yeah.
functions. It needs to.
Yeah.
So now you're okay. You spun
So
up
now,
the thing.
now we spun up the thing. So far we have the skeleton, right? Like we've got extract the text from this URL, get the title. I want the title, like I want to save a markdown file with title as the, what do you call it? As the name of the markdown, and then the get the text from URL as the body of the markdown,
I see.
right? And then store that in Firestore.
Is this working now?
Yeah, for sure it's working. I just wrote it up. I mean, AI did have to work though. Boom.
Boom. Okay. This guy.
Bang,
wrote it up.
bang!
Okay. Now what? Now we need to Dockerize this thing,
Yeah, let's Dockerize.
and then what? Post it on what? Like Google Cloud Store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, where's the...
But
Where's
it all depends on how you're gonna Dockerize on. Like
you
there's
could
different
you
ways
could
to
you
do.
could you could build the image on cloud. Like the CLI has the ability, you could build the image on cloud. Dude, do whatever you love to do. None. All I have to say is like like if you had an option, choose the option where you could literally work 24/7 and not even think about how much sleep you got. That's what I would say. Like, look at me and James, man. We're here at, what time is it? 12 a.m.
Docker.
That's my advice. Like, really do a lot of projects and find out what you love to do and energizes you, and then choose that.
So
I think both kind of make the same amount anyways.
So Docker is Kubernetes is like container orchestration. So it's like how it orchestrates a bunch of Docker containers. Like it orchestrates different Docker containers. Docker is just like an actual like it's like the smallest unit in that system. From what I know.
All right. Pip
No,
install fast API. Pip install
Already?
unit view
Why would we have to install fast API?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's a something you just gotta do.
Wait, what? Like, okay, now I wanted to let's just vibe code this. Like,
Nah, you're gonna vibe code this?
I want to deploy this onto. Wait, are you trying to? What's the architecture? You're trying to deploy fast API on cloud, so it's gonna spin up the fast API in your cloud function.
No. So basically, like, this is a web scraper, right? How are you gonna invoke this web scraper without a API endpoint?
Like the cloud run, you do a cron job.
No. Like the way the cloud run works is you need to be listening for either a pub sub topic or HTTP request.
But the thing is, how do you invoke an API? A client needs to call it.
Yeah,
So
but like,
that's
what's
more
the
manual.
endpoint? What?
Like to invoke a API, someone needs to make a GET request or a push request.
Remember how my website was working, or like my backend was working? Like it literally has those little requests. Do you get what I'm trying to do here? Like, go back to my web thingy, right? So I don't want to be doing the pub sub thing anymore, right? I just want, instead of the pub sub, I just want one orchestrator script that sends HTTP requests asynchronously to all of these to send to the Firebase store.
Dude, it's like you can already achieve that using Firebase cron jobs. Scheduled functions on Firebase. So you could like...
Nah, let's learn what a fast API is. Come on,
No,
man.
because it doesn't work like that. The way you're saying. Like, it's you're just adding steps for no reason. Like, API is you expose endpoints that a client calls. Bro, that's like... We can't even talk about politics right now on this tech channel. Unless you really want to know.
I think he's bad for the market, so I don't like him. Yeah, he added extra volatility to my portfolio.
Yeah. Bro, like, this guy's
He
gonna make
literally-
it so I can't enter back in the US.
Oh no. You're paying taxes. Market going up? Oh man. Can you read it in Python?
Facts.
Show it in Python.
So you run on a schedule. So you can like write these Firebase on a schedule.
Okay, show it in Python.
Oh
Jeez,
shit.
man.
You're right.
Oh, why are you swearing now? What the heck?
So all you literally need to do is in your Python code write functions like this on schedule every day at this, and it'll just run that code for you.
No way.
That easy. And it's like you don't have to make an API call.
Yeah,
right?
but then how are you gonna containerize this and use Playwright? Look
Look
up Google Cloud Run. Look up Google Cloud Run.
This is the same thing. It's using that under the hood.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, it's using.
I just want to use Google Cloud Run. There's like a reason why I want to use it. Trust me. Cause like another use case is what if you're deploying like a RAG application? You can't use a cloud function.
Why?
How? Like
Bro,
it only lasts 6 minutes.
Wait, dude, you're like the architecture here is like you don't want to do the web scraping should be done using cloud scheduled runs functions, cloud functions, the way that I'm showing right here.
Oh man.
Like,
but then I have to manage like 17 functions.
Okay, what's the architecture that you want?
Okay. Can I pull up a ChatGPT or a Gemini?
Yeah.
Where's your Gemini at? I'm trying to deploy a web scraper that's Playwright. What should I use? Google Cloud Run or Google Cloud Function? The web scraper has Chromium as dependent.
Yo, Cyclops, run the plan and we'll see.
You're right. Deploying a web scraper with Playwright and Chromium dependency to Google Cloud or function requires. Oh man. Cloud Run is a better fit for running Playwright with a full browser like Chromium because it allows you to use Docker containers, create a Docker file, insert your Python, including Playwright, crucially install Chromium within the Docker image. You might need to install system level dependencies required by Chromium. A common approach is to use a base image that already contains some of these dependencies. Build and push the Docker image to Google Cloud Container and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of like where I got stuck at was I want Google Cloud Run to be triggered by a pub sub topic.
Why pub sub? Like, just look up how do I run Google Cloud.
The reason why I want it as a pub sub topic is I could just unsubscribe.
Let's see.
I could just unsubscribe the function and then like the function no longer runs. Versus like if it's in a big script, I have to like literally go into the script, redeploy the entire script. Whereas like with the Cloud Run function, it's just so easy to unsub. In the UI at least, I want Cloud Run to be triggered by a pub sub topic. Use fast API with Ubicorn to expose post endpoint. How would I invest it? I would 10K, 3.5K goes to tax. I'd spend 3.5K at the club, the other 3K 100% XEQT. What do you think? Honestly, I just like straight to an index fund. I'd agree with John if he were doing actual development cycle, but he's just pushing to prod. Like, dude, that's my problem is everything goes straight to prod, man. That's why my Firebase got canceled. iShares Core Equity ETF portfolio. Honestly, man, XEQT and VEQT, the Canadian weight is 35%. It's way too high. That's why I do like 4 different funds, and then I make the Canadian weight like 3%. You can go to my 1K to 10K
Just make
portfolio and then
branches. He has that playbook already. Hopefully you learned.
just make branches, man.
Create a fast that has a post endpoint that will process messages from a pub sub to Cloud Run. So you're the fast. Where's the fast API running though? Like where are you hosting the fast API?
Within the container. So like the pub sub topic sends a HTTP request to the container. The fast API basically is listening to the pub
Okay.
sub topic.
Is it?
What?
Oh wait.
I'm investing some.
Oh,
of
is
the
Cloud
money
Run like
on-
EC2?
Nah, it's just like a little bit better than that, maybe.
What do you mean?
Git checkout B new branch, dude. Paul, you're an old head. It's git switch C new branch. Git switch. Come on, bro. Use the more modern approach, man.
Do Cloud. Do I trust this guy for financial advice?
Yep, dude, I'm using git switch. Why'd you say git checkout? Cloud Run is fully managed serverless platform provided by Google Cloud.
Dude,
that
this
allows-
is expensive, but yeah.
Is it?
Oh no, yeah, this is like ECS. This is the same as ECS from AWS.
Do you get why I want to use it now a little bit?
Yeah, because it's basically what it's doing is spinning up a server, but then it just tears it down right after.
Yeah, but like sometimes maybe I'm web scraping for a long period of time. Like the other one is like, hey, I want to have a RAG application. The reason, so there's providers like Pinecone, Weaviate that will give you like a RAG vector store.
Yeah, yo, thanks for tuning in, man. What do you work in already? Did you say?
I'm always using it up, dude. I'm using it.
That's funny, man.
I'm a switch as well. But what was I saying? Like, you could use the Cloud Run rather than because like you could put it like it's also has persistence. You know what I'm saying? Because like the vector store has to be in the hard drive. It just like if you want to be able to call it, right?
No, why are we googling this thing? Yeah, we just need
Hit
to
the chat GPT on this. And then at least explain to me what's going on here, right?
Cleaning up the money.
Hey.
Cleaning up the money, raking it up.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
See, like, why is it okay to use 3.9 when your environment is, I don't even know what your environment
Depends. Like it doesn't really matter what language you or it all depends on what these require. Right.
Use Gemini 2.5 Pro on this. Is this cursor? Man, this chat's so funny. This chat's so funny.
Late night after hours talk. From Python. Okay, down. So what's the first step? What it's doing? Okay, what's Docker? It's basically like a virtual machine, but way more lightweight.
Okay.
You know what a virtual machine is?
No.
So virtual machine is like a computer simulated in your computer. So like you can open up your computer, and then you could download a Windows virtual machine, and you can like use that virtual machine, and you have like a browser in it and stuff like that. Like it's how people used to code. Like
it's like an emulator.
It's like an emulator, right?
I see.
It's like it used to be, bro. Like companies used to make you all use virtual machines, so you're all on the same hardware. So it's like you have a Mac, I have a Windows, but we'd be like using virtual machines. So when we run our code, it won't break in between people's. Like if you're using because they're just using it, they're just writing code and running it in the virtual machine.
Yeah.
But virtual machine is so heavyweight. It has like all the operating. It has like a fake operating system. It has like the fake file system. All this stuff that you don't need. So what Docker did, Like it's basically like a super slimmed down version of a virtual machine. It's like
Yeah.
basically not even running the operating system. It's sort of running.
Yeah.
It's like just slimmed down version of virtual machine, but it basically behaves like a fake computer. You can download whatever operating system you want, like Ubuntu, Windows, ARM, whatever. You could download the operating system. Then you could download certain, like you can just start configuring the file system. This is what this is doing. It's setting up working directories,
Yeah.
copying code, installing. So it's basically spinning up. This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
computer that you're gonna use.
Yeah, so this is in the so this is basically what it's putting into the terminal, like into the command line.
It's basically like think of it spinning up a very small computer, putting Python in it, like using
Are
the
you
terminal.
too far? Are you too
No,
far?
no. Using the terminal to like set up the computer,
Yeah.
and then like this is like literally will run in the terminal of that container,
Yeah.
and then it's exposing 8080. You can see like remember I said ports are on computers. So these
Yeah.
containers also have ports because they're behave like computers.
Yeah.
Now you're literally exposing a port, and then now you're finally running Python main.py. Like it's like running. It's like basically.
Yeah, it's basically what I was writing every single
it's basically
time.
it's basically like a terminal. Now
Okay.
it's exposed on the web.
Yeah.
Now when it's exposed on the web, you can make like API calls to it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So here's my idea of like what Docker is. But it's like way not in depth like that, right? So basically what you do is you like set up the Docker file, which is basically like all the installs. You set up a requirements.txt, which is basically like what it's installing. And then it has like the main.py, which is like the code that it's going to run.
Yeah.
Right? So what you do is you build the image by just like, you literally hit build image, Docker build, right?
Yeah.
And then once you have that image, it's basically they take a picture of it, kind of like you have a pizza, you freeze it, and then you could like literally throw it somewhere else, microwave it, and then that's how like the container gets built. And then the container itself is what actually runs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like this Docker file is the recipe.
Yeah.
When you build it, it becomes the actual thing. It's like a binary file. It's like a runnable thing. Like it's actually like this is the recipe. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
When you build the Docker, it's basically like the pizza, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So what something like Cloud Run does is it knows the recipe, and I actually even know like it already makes you build it, so it doesn't have to do the step of actually cooking it. But then you just like put that thing up, like and it's like a binary file that can run.
Yeah. Like what does it like? Let's let's just run this. Let's just.
But your thing is not even You're not you didn't even turn this into an API yet.
Yeah, I know. So let's get to that. Let's see how you look at Fast API,
No, good luck,
how you
dude.
set up the port 8080. Let's see how you listen to for HTTP requests.
Okay.
Like what type of API do you use? You use a post, you use a get? Because this one, in my opinion, you should just get a post, right? Or should you get a get?
It depends, like
Because in
what's the data?
this case, like from my understanding, like a get request shouldn't change the state of the function.
Well,
Like a post, you like actually are changing the state. It goes from like dormant to running, right? And then running a web scraper.
like, are we creating something? So get just returns you something. Post you're creating. So think about it like a like Instagram. What does get do? Get it gets you a list of pictures.
Yeah.
Post you're actually posting. Patch you're editing. Delete you're deleting a picture. So yo, good luck, man. Good luck, Paul.
Got stand up in 6 hours.
Legend. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, these guys are real ones. Supporting
Man.
it all the way to the top.
Yo, Paul SB. I saw Google guy
Yeah.
message on the chat today.
Where? Oh, really?
I don't know. Maybe he sent a comment.
You have like a. I have like this thing.
You have a feed now?
This one's going.
Yeah, I think I messaged him on
22
that.
votes post. Yo, Cyclops, what's up?
Hell yeah. We're gonna run this Fast API, man. We're gonna learn APIs.
So I'm gonna be like, convert this.
Hit Command L on that. Convert to
this
fast API. Use unicorn to
should this be a get
server.
to get request. So convert this to a fast API and get request. So what's unicorn? Never had to use that.
Yeah, let's see. It said something about it. To convert.
Here's how you can do it. Install the fast API and unicorn.
UV.
If you haven't define a fast app and create a get endpoint. Okay, apply this.
Why are you running get this. Not? Why are you running get not?
Wait, just accept all the hell.
Just accept all. Vibe coder hard, man. Dude, I don't know how people can vibe code without reading the code.
I'll read it.
I don't subscribe like that, man.
So it creates a get request called scrape, right? Okay, now let's just like install the run the fast API. What's you recording? Oh, it died. Key turn this on. You don't have work tomorrow?
I have work tomorrow. I'm just I got like 30 minutes, 20, 15. Make it 20. Make it 20. Let's deploy this though. Let's deploy it. Like the other thing I want to see is how you actually like you invoke this thing.
Okay, first what it wants us is to pip install this stuff. They're using pip3. So that installs the libraries. And now we just like actually run it.
Oh, here we go. This is real development, Cyclops. I feel like honestly the best way to learn something like engineering is to actually build stuff, honestly.
This thing running yet? Error loading. Could not load module app. Wait.
Make the terminal bigger, man.
Wait, what's it?
Fast API has a sick GUI too, I think.
What the heck is this?
Dude, selected and hit Command L.
Yeah.
Holy.
I have to chat. What?
I think I might be faster than a Vim user on cursor. I don't know.
Yeah, send that.
What's the plan? Release it. What's the plan for? The plan's for learning APIs?
Oh, is this called? Should we just call this main? There you go. I just have to call it app. It was like, let's just
detail not found.
So like now we make a get request to. Now let's make a get request to scrape. Scraping.
What?
Boom!
Boom! That's how quick to do a fast API?
Yeah, like I'm saying, all you do is define the get request. What it's doing under the hood is like parsing the HTTP request.
Okay. So it's pulling on. Okay, let's see. Okay, really explain what's going on here, but don't go into the depth of the get post and
this
stuff.
right here creates
just
the
like
HTTP
go line by
server.
line, right?
Creates the HTTP server. Initializes the HTTP server.
What's the HTTP server?
HTTP server is just a server that listens for HTTP calls.
Okay.
So it's a server that listens on a port and it's specifically looking for HTTP request. What is the HTTP request? It's the protocol that me and you agreed on.
Okay.
Like oh shit. You can see when you go in here, you can see the HTTP request. Like it hits scrape right here. You can see the HTTP request right there. You can see. You can even like copy this HTTP request, like copy just like the raw HTTP request. But like no, you can see the request right here. You can see the like it's a get request, the headers, the response, all that stuff. Just make an HTTP request.
So in this case, you said get because you wanted to return something.
Yeah, like low-key it's arbitrary, but like you can make it a post too.
Yeah.
But usually when you type in an address, it makes a get request. If you want to make a post request, you have to use something called like Postman, where you can like format API requests. Do I have it?
Did you ever have to make your own APIs?
Yeah, I work to do that.
So really all a API is just like a way to like receive a request or whatever.
Mac Aperture, baby.
What is Mac Aperture?
Like, what's it called? We can even... Where is this cursor? Like, you can make this GET request do anything. You could be like... return message hello world. Right now when you call scrape, it says hello world. Right, like technically you could do anything in this code. You can have like a list of changes. Like changes dot append hello world, and then like return this, right? Now every time I call this, it's gonna add one to here. Call it once, call it twice, call it once.
How is a GET request modifying the function though?
Well, what the GET request does is when you make a GET request, when you make the GET request, all that it's doing is routing this. What this HTTP app does is what we call routing. So you see how we're using a very specific.
But like, shouldn't a GET function, like, how is this not throwing an error? Like,
well,
a
because
GET function is modifying the state.
Yeah, exactly. You can literally do whatever you want. You can
that sucks.
Huh? It's
That
just a
sucks.
protocol. Like no one's blocking you from doing that.
Oh, it's not like TypeScript where it's like it like makes it, because like what
No,
I
like,
noticed when I'm
this is not good. You shouldn't modify objects in a GET request. 100%.
Okay, yeah.
You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, but you're allowed to. It's just a decorator.
Like basically, what I'm just saying is
Because like in TypeScript, for example, like if you don't use a function, for example, like you can have the linter literally just throw an error before you even go to prod. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Right? Like the dot
Well, Liam,
get,
what's up?
the dot get doesn't even do anything. Yo, me and Lee last week were literally spamming Copilot. Now we were spamming Cursor last week.
So with the browser, what I'm saying is
This guy got me into Cursor, Windsurf. This guy got me into ChatGPT. This guy got me, bro. This guy's my gateway drug to everything. It's insane.
What happened to Postman? Oh, it's like.
I saw this guy on the weekend too.
Wait, where is this? Oh shit! My bad. It's tweaking over here. That's all.
Docker will damage your thing.
Docker tweaking. we have Postman.
What the heck is Postman?
Holy crap! The Docker thing is tweaking on me.
Yo, where's your charger?
Oh, we're good. We're good.
You think you can deploy this to cloud like that? I think Liam was
me and Liam did it.
Liam showed me how to deploy a
Me and
function.
Liam used to do this way before we moved on to just like the cloud function. Yeah, it was just because it's more expensive and
the cloud run.
Yeah, we used to do it this way back. That's like our first way we did the Chrome extension was
the
like
auto website, the auto scrape.
But yeah, your thing is a bit different back in.
Say other finance.
The hell?
It's because you call yourself a full stack software engineer. Move over a bit. Move over a bit.
I'm getting blocked. So like with
wait.
Postman.
Get up for a sec.
What?
You're on a slipper.
Oh. With Postman, you can send API requests like this, right? You can literally like choose the
oh
thing,
dang.
Right? So if we just like do this, we just get a request from scrape, we get back this, right? It's like, what if we do post? Like,
Method not allowed.
It's 405. That means it didn't exist.
How'd you do that though?
Huh?
Like how come before when you were? Oh no, there is no post method.
Bro, you can even see what the API call actually looks like in the console here. This is like what it's made. Like when we send a post request from here, it's literally sending this to our server. This exact thing. It literally looks like this. It's disgusting. Right? It sends that to our server.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know the other thing I realized too with
Like when
writing a lot of code is
what?
you kind of get desensitized to ugly text like that.
Yeah.
Like
so like look, what we do is we send this to the server. We're saying get. We're doing some headers and we're saying this is what we want and this is what it returns essentially. But when it sends this text, it sends it to our API, and the API like parses that it literally does like split by new line, and it like figures out the get. That's what's happening under the hood of this app, and then it routes it based on what you put here.
But how like so even when you're using this fast API, because like when I was using Flask, you have to have something within the thing that's listening for a JSON.
Listening for a JSON.
Like it would like when it would like literally have to receive a JSON for it to actually.
You can send in whatever you want.
Yeah,
that's like
I don't know why mine was asking for a JSON.
like that's what this content type is. Usually there's a content type, and you could be like, I can pass you back JSON or XML or whatever. Okay, we'll keep this like scrape one, right? But like what you can do is, okay, now we have this scrape. What does the scrape do? We call it, it's gonna run the thing, scrape the data, right? Gives it, you see that it's returning back this. What we can do is we can create more endpoints. Endpoints are like different things that your thing could do. Pretend within our scraper, we also want a to-do list app that has a list of like to-dos.
Yeah. So let's say if I was deploying this, because like I have that one orchestrator cloud run function that calls this.
Yeah.
It would send a get request to this and then trigger the cloud run, the cloud function, and then the dot get.
Basically,
I don't get. Like, sure, it returns.
Yeah, it's gonna make a post request. Yeah, basically, that's one of the reasons why me and Liam kind of moved away from this, because like, pretend I had different thing, like I had to do, right? What does this to do? Return. To dos. To do.
Bro, I'm
so this is
starving right now.
You want to eat that there? So like. Now our API has two endpoints, scrape and to do. Like we can call scrape and it does this, right? It gives us a random report, or we can to do and it returns us. Oh, why did it break? Oh.
What did you? Oh, you
Like
didn't
we have
return
two different
anything?
endpoints. You see, this is the endpoint that does something
Why did
else.
that one pull an error right away? Let's see.
Oh,
Go
because
back.
I just wasn't referencing
You had a
it.
get request that send nothing back, and then
No,
it would
like
automatically send a 400.
no, it errored because I just had a syntax error.
Oh.
Okay, it's like you could
Okay.
see you could see
Why
that
wasn't
like,
it linting? What the hell? Where's your linter, bro?
like I had it like this to do.
Oh
That's,
yeah,
that's not the.
it's not even linting though.
I turn all that.
Is
shit
that
off.
that's a senior software dev thing? You
Nah,
just don't even
nah.
use a prettier or whatever?
I don't know why it's tweaking. But like look, now we have two endpoints. So the thing with your thing is it's spinning up the whole API and then calling one endpoint only. So it's kind of like if you had a big API, it's just a waste because there's like all this extra code that it
Yeah.
has to put there for no reason. That's why me and Isaac like moved away from that
Oh my god.
shit. What's it called?
Oh my god.
Um, but we basically we
Unreal,
because
man.
okay, there's get. That means get the to-do list. Okay, let's make a post. Right? All you need to do is do post right here. And then like what logic would I add here?
like you could be like app.get.
Well,
Like can you call the def scrape?
so huh?
Like it would post and then can you call the API up here just for fun?
Why would we do that?
I
Like
don't
no,
know.
this
Just
is
like
you can't just call this is an endpoint. I can turn this into a function and then use that function here, but I can't. I can make I can't. It's like you don't really make an API call from another API endpoint.
Yeah, it's just funny though. Dude, how's that like
It's like what you can do is you can break this out into a function, be like scrape, and then you just call scrape within here.
yeah.
It's like,
Nah, don't do that. I'm kind of starting to get it. How do you like specify which port it's running on? Like switch it to port 8080.
usually like right here, port.
That's it?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I got work. You can just
Okay,
specify
yeah, we
port.
got to cut in like 15.
So what? So if I port 6, basically
Okay,
port
Cyclops, we're
8080
gonna
is the
look on
default. Port 8080 is a default. So when you make a post request, right, and I don't even specify the port, it's automatically gonna send the post request to port 8080.
What's 0.0.0.0?
That's the IP address.
And then port 8080.
Port 8080 is usually the default, or like one of the default ports.
And then all you did on fast is just
like yo, when you go www.google.com,
okay,
you don't specify your port.
you specify the domain.
Because you just specify the domain because it's hosted on port 80. But like, okay, yeah, you're right. Shivaj knows what's up. But like, you can specify a port too, but it might not get, it might, like it needs to be talking on the same port that the server is listening on. Like, look, now it's not even running. We tried to
But if
grab
you do
the port.
443, if you try to hit 443, it'll run.
Oh yeah, 443. Yeah, I just ran.
On 443?
Yeah, I ran off.
Because it's a HTTPS?
443 right here. Boom, ran.
Golly.
Like running off 40.
So a domain
Not
name
running.
service just kind of covers like
this IP address basically routes you to a computer. Now the computer is running a bunch of different ports. Ports are basically like sockets that they can get into,
yeah.
right?
I
So the
see.
different
Don't worry, I'll
Yeah.
look this up one day. I kind of get it.
like if I have a server, right, and I only have one port,
yeah.
then everyone needs to be talking to me through that one port.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like multiple like what if
Okay.
what if I have one server and I want to run like different services on it. I want like a API, then I want like a database. You want each of them listening to one port at a time. It's like, okay, I'm going to listen at 43 for API calls. I'm going to listen at port 90 for database calls. Like it separates like the where apps are like listening on. Like if I
Yeah.
have a database and I have like an API, those are two different services.
Yeah.
They need to be listening into different ports.
Man, we're getting way too deep on
But
this.
yeah, usually
This is like literally too techy.
but usually
for me, man.
a lot of these days, yeah, usually containers, application containers run exactly one service. But back in the days, you might actually run a bunch of different ones. Like usually you'll just spin up one, you won't spin up a Docker container, then run a HTTP server on one port.
This is not too deep, bro.
Like
you
you
have
won't,
you have a tech degree, bro.
yeah. Yeah, like basically you could think about ports like you could think ports are like are like channels on the radio. Like you have a radio, right?
Yeah.
Like I have to switch to different channels to hear a different line, and then
Yeah.
someone has to be on the same one to talk to me,
Okay.
right? So I go to 80, and then I'm waiting for traffic on 80, and then like 43 is different traffic.
Yeah.
Somebody
No, I get what you're saying.
It's like channel. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right. Let's run it. Let's hit it. Should we containerize it and deploy?
Bro, it's almost one.
It's only 12 your time though.
Yeah,
It's only 12 in SF. Let's go.
this guy's nuts, bro.
Let's deploy. When you start Next.js dev server, it listens on port 3000 on your local.
Like on my local machine, right?
Okay, let's just deploy this thing.
If I try to run fast API server on like this same port, it's gonna cause an issue.
Why was it tweaking before?
What?
Like it wasn't running. Oh, why is it asking for app.py?
Like yo, if I go like this, I'm in the VM, not in the virtual environment. Okay, what do we need to do, bro? This is gonna take forever to deploy.
Okay,
It's like a whole different day.
Okay, we could deploy it another day. All right, I kind of get it.
Oh yeah, take in one concept at a time.
I kind of get it.
Woo! Now it's an API server.
Where are you gonna deploy it? We're gonna try to deploy it on Google Cloud Run. But apparently, I don't be needing.
No,
this.
we can do it. Like, just have to take a quick break.
No, I'm gonna eat. Is it containerized?
Yeah, that's what
We
we're
didn't
gonna do
even
right
build
now.
it,
We're gonna
though.
containerize it right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Let's end this because it got a munch, man.
Yeah, this guy's work tomorrow. Same. All right. Thanks for tuning in. That was fun.
That was real fun.
We're gonna finish this off. Like we have this little API, but we're gonna work on like
That
running
we
it
can
on Cloud
that
Run.
we can use to scrape and then get some
Yeah, so-
data.
Yeah, we're gonna run it on Cloud Run. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate y'all like always. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
got
will.
you.
We
We can check
definitely
it out on the
will.
next stream.
Yeah, we'll check it out for sure on the next stream on the
Probably
jump.
tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. But wait. Okay, wait. I'll look at it real
Call
quick.
my API, John Peralta.
I'll take
I'm
a.
waiting for your call. Yo, you're
Where'd you-
gonna be
where'd
waiting
you
for a
send it to
long
me?
time, man. I need to set up Postman apparently.
Yeah, so you can make calls to your
What
API
port?
address.
What port are you at? Tell me which port. Be on port 8080, okay? It's a default.
Port 80. I was wrong. It's port 43.
Oh man. Are we done?
Wait.
Discord DMs? I can be your man, you can post your payload. See this guy's. Oh my god, dude.
Move this up a bit. Shit,
Wait,
I
where'd you get this? You just made
I just
this?
bought this. Oh no.
Oh,
this guy.
this is Cyclops.
Holy crap! Joe, this is huge.
That's
No
what she
diddy.
said. Oh.
Okay, yo, okay. I have to.
Wait,
I'll
wait,
cover
wait.
this.
Is this a way that you use to learn?
No, like he wrote. Yo, I'll cover this. Tomorrow morning, I'll make a video on this ASAP and post it right away, or I'll send it to you. Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to take a pic of it or make a video in it or nah?
You already released it
Oh,
to the
this
world.
is already
bro.
on
This-
stream.
You just make a video on it. Let's see what his
it's up
tech
to you, it's
stack.
up to you.
Let's see.
Right,
Let's skim it.
Okay, let's just
API for managing doctor profiles, onboarding, and
okay,
approval
okay, no
workflows.
problem.
Would prefer not to. Okay, let's not do that
Okay.
then. On stream, okay,
Yeah,
but no
no
video
problem, no problem.
XD.
API for managing doctor profiles, onboarding, and approval workflow to create a secure, efficient for managing healthcare providers. Problem solve. Okay. You have the different resources: doctors, users, approvals, addresses. Define CRUD operations. Create, submit, read.
How is your flirting practice app like a fine-tuned LLM to drop safeties?
Cyclops. So what
If I
specifically
can't
do you want
dirty
me to
talk,
see?
is the waste of my time. Oh,
Which parts do you want me to
dang.
to verify?
Dang, this guy actually deployed it on test flight. Yo, why use test flight? Like test flight's like just clean for deploying LLMs.
Yeah, I think so far it's so far so good. The tech stack is good. Endpoints.
Oh, okay. Huh.
For this, I'd ask you why like handling your own authentication
Dang.
is actually pretty hard. Like handling your own authentication, maybe use your own Firebase or something for authentication. Like having these endpoints and then storing user credentials on your own is a lot more work. Yep, these make sense.
This guy's basically building Firebase. Yo, Liam, my website, man. I got a lot done. Actually, I didn't get a lot done because I was just like getting folded by Docker.
Advanced role-based access control, nice. Yo, honestly, it's solid plan. You just gotta implement it now.
Why don't you feed this entire thing to GPT?
Yeah, honestly, you could if you fed it into.
Feed it into GPT first, and ask it like make this a prompt for an AI IDE, and
Tell it to convert it to a open API spec, and then when you have an open, like tell it convert it to an open API spec. Convert that doc into an open API spec. Or sorry, that's a bad link. Open API spec Twilio. This is a better open API. Open API. So turn into open API spec. Open API spec basically is a more formal way of defining what a open like a API. It's just a formal it basically describes your API in like a easy to read format, and then you can easily turn open API specs into the actual APIs using GPT or whatever. That's like one strategy. But open API spec is basically like a more structured way of doing what you did here. It's a protocol. It's pretty standard way of like defining this. But if you do that, yeah, take a look at that. That's like open API spec is like GPT. Like the ChatGPT API. This is generated using OpenAI, like using an OpenAI spec. Let's see, like this whole thing right here. It's generated. They create like an Open API spec. Open API. Where's that? Let's see.
Hit it on the search. Yo, OpenAI kind of has a crappy documentation, eh?
Yeah, the docs are okay. But like basically with the Open API spec, right? They can all they need to do is define the Open API spec, and it could actually generate even the client, even like all of these libraries. It generates it. Like if you ever looked into their library, it would you'd see that it said that it was auto generated, like like these like libraries are auto generated.
No.
Yeah,
Like their like open
this
AI.
client right here, OpenAI, this when they do that,
Like
like the code under it is auto generated.
their whole like the open AI library is AI generated.
No, like it's auto generated using Open API spec.
Okay. So you take the open API spec, feed it into GPT, and
Spec.
then it generates the API.
Like you see, all of them have Open API specs. What what is Swagger Docs?
Oh,
Like you see all these API docs, they're usually generated using like a. Because you don't want to actually write the code to build out this website. And there's like different products like Open API spec to website converter and shit. Got one. So me and Liam use this.
your thing's about to
But
sleep.
yeah. No, just look into Open API spec.
Your computer's about to bug out.
Yeah, it's like Open API spec is like Swagger. Same thing. Like it just got converted. But yo, thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next stream. JohnPeralta.com is back up.
JohnPeralta.com's live again.
Okay, peace.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. And, oh.